Namah Shivaya. I am astrologer and author Professor rudramohapatra from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Today I will discuss about a very interesting topic about the astronomy in Linga Purana. As Guru Ken Rao says that maximum, possibly is saying 80% possibly, astrology is in tradition and Purana. Tradition means those who are in the astrological tradition, astrological gharana like Rajyotis and other things. But here I find in the Linga Purana there are some wrong descriptions or wrong astronomy mentioned. Well, I am not directly interpreting the Sanskrit. I am reading the Sanskrit, the translation, but till then. So let's visit the 57th chapter of Linga Purana, and it is saying the movement of planets. So there are something mentioned like what is the number of horses of Mercury, the chariot, Mercury is riding, what is the number of horses, Mars is riding. So those are the exaggerated things. Now coming to the astronomy here, a very wrong thing is mentioned that the vastness of the moon is double to that of the sun. It's like possibly you watch moon or I do not know how they're saying this. In Sanskrit also it is saying Dyugunaha Surya Bistara Duistaraha Sasinaha Smutaha. Sasi means moon. So the span is Bistara is you can say the vastness of Sasina is double of that sun. It's wrong. But it is mentioned in Linga Purana, and also it is said that the expansion of Venus is 16th part of the moon. Chandrasya षोडश भागो bhargavasya vidhiyate. So moon is said to be the biggest one, possibly Shiva, the Chandraswara. So they are saying that moon is the biggest heavenly bodies here, even double up than sun. And 16th of moon is Venus. How they are saying this, it is really some ridiculous astronomy, but it is mentioned here in the Linga Purana. For your information, I am mentioning. I am not saying that what Linga Purana is saying is wrong. What Linga Purana is saying is uh, you should, uh, though modern day it is being proved to be wrong, but it is mentioned in this Puranas which was written. I mean, I'm not judging any book. I'm just presenting the facts. Jupiter is the three-fourth of the size of Venus. That means Jupiter is now again smaller than Moon. Jupiter, which is bulkier than Venus astronomically, and Moon we are taking just as a satellite. So Venus is bulkier than Moon, but here Moon is said to be the maximum, even the double of size of Sun. And 16th part of that is Venus. Now, three-fourth size of Venus. That means 75% of the size of Venus is Jupiter. The Jupiter is said to be a smaller one compared to Moon. Mars and Saturn are three-fourths of the size of Jupiter. See, so this kind of astronomy is mentioned in Linga Purana. Uh, भार्गवत्यादिस्तु विज्यस्य बृहस्पतिः पादहिनौ वक्रसरि. Fine, I am not a Sanskrit scholar, but I can understand Sanskrit so that I cannot read things by doing sandhi vichcheda. But it is clearly mentioned that Chandrasya Shodasabhago Bhargavasya Vidiyate. What is the 16th path of the moon that is given to Venus, and the diameter here you say that how they are measuring this planet. They are using the term yojanas. Uh, Yojanascha pramanataha. They are taking the yojanas is kilometer. So exactly I do. The yojanas are in kilometers nowadays. So the circumference is maintained in that fashion. So now Mars and Saturn are three-fourths of Jupiter, that is Brihaspati. That means Mars and Saturn are now of the equal circumference. Try to understand. Linga Purana is saying moon is the biggest one. Double up than sun. That means you can say that sun is 50% the periphery. If moon's periphery is taken to be 10 diameter, then sun circumference will become, if moon is Sata Jojana or 100, then suns will be 50 Jojana or 50. 1/16th part is Venus or eighth part of sun is Venus. Either way, the calculation goes correct. Then 70%, 75% of the Venus, if Venus is 20 Jojanas, then this 16 Jojanas is around Jupiter. And Saturn and Mars is should be extremely small because they are only three-fourths of Jupiter. Please avoid this kind of propositions. Linga Purana is basically written in the praises of Shivalinga, and the chapters are basically, if you see, you know, birth of Nanda Kishora, proposal coronation of Nandi, uh, description of Airavata, Devas, prayer to Shiva. So you refer Linga Purana for this kind of purpose. Just know as an astronomical treatise, even if it is mentioned here, because currently it is being proved to be wrong absolutely. Well, we have got Surya Siddhanta or Pancha Siddhantika for better understanding. Puranas are definitely the scriptures written long back to the Siddhanta Jyotisha. So that is why they are writing like this, but at least they are saying that periphery, they are in yojanas, which is still continued in the Siddhanta Jyotisha. Let me see if anything more is written. Buddha, on the other hand, is the three-fourth size in the extent of uh, circumference. The stars and the constellations equal to Buddha in extent of circumference. Okay, leave it. Basically, well, it is said here clearly that Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars, which move at a great distance, also known as the slow moving stars, Manda Richarinaha. Manda Acharana, so Manda Richarina, slow moving planets. And there are uh, Venus, Sun, Moon, and Mercury, they are quick moving. Very good, almost correct. Except Mars, Jupiter, Sun are slow moving, no doubt. Here, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus, their movement is quite fast. So it is the movement of planets are very clearly and correctly mentioned in Linga Purana, though the size, the Puranists, they fail to estimate. Oh, Surya, Somya, Budhevascha, Bhargavaschaiva, Sigragaha. So there's weak planets. Hmm. The total number of stars could be many crores, or there are in the constellations. So they are not saying that the stars are confined to these navagrahas, rather the total number of stars uh, could be many crores. Well, they are saying about the stars, not the planets. So they are in the Linga Purana it is said that the stars they are very vast. That is nowadays we are saying that Milky Ways. Another thing I must say finally, one thing is very interesting mentioned here. The stars and other luminaries are activated by the circular winds which move like the fire bands. Since the wind controls the luminaries, it is known as prabaha. So the concept of prabaha in Linga Purana is nothing but the heliocentric, or not heliocentric. The it is one is gravitational, the other force. That force between the planets. Which is responsible for the movements of the planets. In Sanskrit, it is known Mahakarsana. One is Madhyakarsana, and one is Mahakarsana. Uh, so that is known as Pravaha, and instead of that force, Linga Purana is saying that it is wind. It is the wind by which they are moving. Incorrect. There is no wind in the universe. I mean, air limitation are very less, and it is the gravitational, it is the force of attraction and repel which help the planets or stars, not the wind. But in a yogic sense, this holds true. Like the pranic wind that controls your chakras, possibly this is the okay, we said prana with the chakras in the susamna, and this is Ida Nadi and Pingala Nadi where the prana flows. And possibly this is the reason why the Puranists are saying that it is also the air, the prabha, that controls the universal force that controls this planetary movements. So, in a literary sense, if you understand that, it is coming to approximately correct statement, but till then, partial true. So, Linga Purana has made a very good attempt to describe the planets, and very enjoyingly it is saying that uh, the chariot of Buddha is 8 horses. So this is one para which you really enjoy. And here Saturn is also said as Manda. So that is why sometime in astrology we call Mandi the son of Saturn, but it's not true. Uh, and also, Linga Purana is focused on the pole star. It is saying that pole star is also controlling the other planets. So here it is clearly seen that Linga Purana is trying to make an astronomical figure where he is partially successful and but failed. Yes, so far as the movement is concerned, clearly it is saying that Sunny is Manda and Jupiter and Saturn are slow moving. Venus, Moon, and Sun they are quick moving. But so far as size is concerned, it is a completely flop. A fallacious statement saying that Moon is double of that Sun and Saturn and Mars are very small planets. Well, the measuring unit is userness, it is still being used. But this is how Linga Purana explains about the astronomy. The idea here It's not to say what is written in the Linga Purana is wrong or right. The idea here is, yes, in Purana also we have got this astrology and astronomy. And we call it personification. If I put one uh, new English word applying this Shashi Tharoor's concept, that is uh, it is devification. It is not personification. It is not the personification. It is godification of planets. Like Mercury is said to be a god who is a son of moon, and it is coming in a chariot. Sukracharya is coming in a chariot. The chariot of Bhaumya is like that. So deification or godification, I know this term is not there, but for a easy understanding, I'm saying it is mentioned in the Puranas, for which we worship the Navagrahas. But so far as the Siddhanta Jyotisha is concerned, please refer to our Siddhantic text like Surya Siddhanta or even the compiled text Pancha Siddhantika. So yes, I strongly bow down to our Puranists. Even at those times, the post-Vedic era or post-Upanishadic era, they have tried their best to map the astronomical phenomenon and put it into a Puranic scripture like Linga Purana. Again, I am saying I am just repeating the information before you for your knowledge. I have no authority, I have no uh, right to say this is wrong or this is right. No, few things are definitely not seems to be correct as far as in nowadays. But at that time, if I consider that at that time, yes, it is a very good attempt to map the sky and the planets into the Puranic scripture. Well, if you have got some more information on this, please write in the comment box. Not only me, also my uh, little knowledgeable listeners and also a demut like me will be benefited from that. Instead of writing that this is a good video, bad video, improve the voice qualities, please write. If you know, I will be highly obliged, and please share the video uh, because the videos I am making are very I'm just you know as Nehru used to say, research is about knowing more and more about less and less. So I'm bringing that less and less to a more and more phenomenon, which will be uh, is getting really appreciation from many people across the globe, for which I am really grateful to them. That is my idea. So please share this video. You will not get this kind of videos much more astrology, Purana, Linga Purana like that. And uh, please read these Puranas for not only Linga Puranas. There are many Puranas. You know, as I'm a Shiva Bhakta, so I focus on this Linga and Shiva. They have got various explanations about constellations and planets. We may discuss in future about how Linga Purana is saying about constellations. But this is all for today. If Lord Mahadeva wants, I'll come up with another new video soon. Till then, God bless you all. Om Namah Shivaya.